Now, yeah, what's good? What's good? What's good? Hit the like button, y'all. Coming through the door. It's about to get situationally. So, here's what we know. Sean Diddy Combs is definitely fighting an uphill battle with the corrupt legal system, in my opinion. New York criminal law is supposed to be finite, supposed to be the best in the world. And you have some of the biggest lawyers in the world from Switzerland, from the UK, one's from Italy, another one from Canada. They have one lawyer who has a powerful firm in New York as well, who's very much abreast to New York law. And they were all saying, like, this is a bit excessive, unless there's something in a sealed file that no one knows except for the judge. That was the only thing they could say, that they see John Diddy Combs should still be locked up right now. Oh, it's gotten crazy. Because now, I mean, these lawyers went to Oxford and they went to some of the best schools in the world for international law, RICO, everything. And they've been speaking out and they've been saying what doesn't make sense to them is, okay, let's say if there was evidence of him stalking a person, why wouldn't he get bail with that kind of money holding him at bail? And you have an outside team who's policing him in New York. Where could he go? All the witnesses are under federal protection. So who is he coercing? So it's like it's harmless to have him outside of jail. He's not harming anybody. He's got so much restrictions on him, he won't have anything. And this is just a case of them wanting him to be locked up and serving jail time. And they saying they are very confused as to why the state wouldn't allow that. They said no man is going to violate a $50 million bail package. What do you think he's going to do? Run? No, he's not going to run. A $50 million bail package, he should have been on bail. That's when they knew there was a problem. And I'm like, I'm not a lawyer, and I knew that was a problem. Because that should have been granted. Now, After a guilty verdict, you have 14 days to grant an acquittal. So they asked the judge to do the right thing, to go ahead and acquit these charges, which the judge should have. They were going to first get the bail, get Diddy out, while they go ahead and file the appeals. Oh, it didn't happen that way, buddy. No, 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 no. It did not. Instead of going through that motion and getting the appeals and everything to work in their favor, no. The judge denied bail, which was another shock to the lawyers. Why wouldn't he get bail? Again, the harsh convictions have been acquitted. The RICO Act, not guilty. Trafficking, not guilty. All of these things were not guilty. So the Mann Act is really a state charge, not a federal charge. So why wouldn't he get bail? That was crazy. So you knew it was corruption from this point on, because none of it is making any sense. Why wouldn't that man get bail? At 50 million, why would he go and harass witnesses? For what? What would he go do that for? He just got found not guilty. Oh, he's going to retaliate against us. What is he going to do to you? That would be stupid. He will be out on bail for the Mann Act, while he's going through an acquittal to get those charges removed and thrown out. Because they're the evidence that was used to find him guilty on is misrepresented and misinterpreted under the changes, as the modifications of it. This does not register, as I told you before. Hey, somebody hit me from New York. Hopefully it ain't the federal government. But as I stated before, this is a situation that I said is largely misinterpreted. It is taken to an extreme. And many people just don't see it as that, but it's definitely been taken at an extreme approach. Because in Mr. Combs' case, the judge said, I can't let him go on because of his past violent history. He's had a past violent history, so I can't let him go on bail just because of those premises alone. So, not to mention, this person has countless months and years of no physical activity with anyone. So anyway, there was no commercial use in the transportation. It was between adults making this decision, meaning that the Mann Act was actually modified to basically adjust to human trafficking and what's been going on in modern times. So they modified it for those purposes, to make it more about that instead of a race thing, but it still has that race stature attached to it, because they still use it to segregate black men. Yeah, so what you come to find out is that there are many people playing what we call shady games behind the scenes. And while they filed under Rule 29, his team is like, okay, we'll request a new trial, or we just file for the acquittal. And if you don't want to grant the acquittal, then we're going to go for the new trial. Straight like that. So, yeah, it just shows you the power of the people he pissed off. Because there's no way with a case that weak, with that week of evidence that was presented to go to a federal trial, the Mann Act is a state charge. Okay? That is a state charge. Whatever state that took place in, let that state handle the case. And it'll be dismissed. It'll be time served, thrown out, whatever. This is a state case. Do you think he will be getting time in a state case over this? And y'all talking about 5 years, 7 years. It's ridiculous. This is not a federal crime. It's a gross misinterpretation of the law. And several of the most powerful lawyers have said the same thing as one. They was like, I'm confused as to, one, there's no commercial use. Commercial use means that there was no profit made. Same thing my lawyer told to me. And he has offices in Miami, Los Angeles, Chicago, New York. And he told me, I've done RICO, and I can tell you, if there's no money, there's no RICO. And he was right. There's no money. It's not going to be a RICO conviction. Where's the RICO? He's not getting a profit. So if there's no RICO, there's no trafficking. These are women he was dating. They're in a relationship. The tapes are even more ridiculous because he's like, these are just people having sex. It's like, that's all we watched. It was like nothing really out of the ordinary. Just they're having sex and she's choosing to have sex with this sex guy, and he's just like, okay, baby, she's into it. Like, it's clearly there was no coercing and she didn't want to be there. And it's like, what are they doing? Like, how did this get passed in evidence? Like, how did the prosecution get away with this? Of saying, like, there's a crime here. There's clearly not a crime. And that's from the juror saying it was clear. And that Don Richards was in there freestyling stuff. And they knew her credibility was gone once cross-examination took place. When Tenney got through with her, she was done. Now here's the bigger question. Why is this happening? Why this man can't get a fair trial? Why are they trying to silence everybody who was speaking the truth? That's the question you need to ask yourself. Why is that happening? He's getting out. Oh, 100% he's getting out. But when he gets out, it's going to be hell to pay. Because the city of New York, they trying to save their ass. I know what they're doing. Because had he been acquitted, the city of New York was going to find themselves in a very liable situation that they couldn't get out of if they even tried. See, what they want is the case to get acquitted in a small court where it's real quiet and it goes away. They want all this big media to die down. They already got embarrassed. They can't afford no more embarrassment. They fired Marine Comey. And now the female dream team that y'all thought y'all had turned out to be nothing. We'll see what happens when the rubber meets the road. None of these fools think straight. I told you that. They don't think straight. You know what they thinking about? How they gonna get paid? Who should be paying them? Where the money going? How is the money coming? They should have gotten this. They only got that. And most of the prosecutors, they're broke. They are. You don't get your money until you go to the defense, or unless you go to the private sector. That's when you get your money. We've already discussed that. That's why most of these lawyers and who fight for the state, they leave and become, or they get their own private practice and start defending clients. See, Charles Darden started defending people, right? Why? Because there's more money in it. He realized he was just an errand boy for the government in LA. He was never going to be respected. This dude hugged Mark Furman after he got fired, after he walked out and quit, because he was going to get fired. He resigned, took his retirement. Oh, I don't see nothing that dude do anymore. I'm glad they finally stopped sending him his notifications to me. So I don't know what he put out. I don't look at his stuff. And that's on him. Whatever he do is on him. It got nothing to do with it. Yeah. 10 to 15 million within a month. That's what he about to get. You know he got $100 million lawsuits going on, right? Everybody getting hit with a 50-piece, $50 million lawsuit, $100 million lawsuits. That man was 100% innocent. And I said, this the evidence? This what they going to trial with? For him. The man's innocent. Now, I can't sit there and call somebody guilty for something that they did not do. I can't do that. I can't sit there and blame a man and say, hey, that man's guilty when that man hasn't committed a crime. I can't look and say, that man is the worst individual. He's a monster. How would that man be a monster if he hadn't done anything? How would that man be a problem when that man hasn't done anything to anyone? Everybody they keep talking about, they never tried to get this man locked up. Not one of them went to the police and said, I want this man arrested. So under Rule 29, what they predicated to build a case against Sean Diddy Combs under the Mann Act was a case built on faulty evidence. That the Mann Act alone wouldn't have been enough to bring this to a federal court. So they made up all these extra charges built on false information, which should have been a mistrial. This Capricorn Clark, he kidnapped me. They kidnapped me. They took me to a building. They asked me these questions. They put me on a lie detector test. Diddy was not there for any of it. She's taking a lie detector test. Then they drove me home. Then they picked me up the next morning and we went back. I'm like, hold on. I'm confused about the word kidnapping. Okay? If they kidnapped you, did they ask for a ransom? See, without the person, you can't get a ransom. Like, that's what ransom is. Those are the rules. I don't care. We tax the money, Lebowski. We tax the money. We're nihilists. We care about nothing. This is way beyond the President of the United States. This is about the people who are in charge right now. And the people who are in charge right now, they don't have any care, a concern. They don't have any type of plan when it comes to this. They just don't care. They 100% don't care. And another thing as to why they don't care, because they don't have to. There's powerful people pulling strings. And because those powerful people are pulling strings, you're going to see a lot more. And it's going to get a lot worse. For instance, you have a woman said that Diddy at a party with Cassie was going off drugs, lifted her up, this woman, right? And hung her over a balcony. And Cassie was there. Meanwhile, they have text messages from Cassie saying, guess what I heard? As if it was told to her. She met with Cassie, who's best friends, and that's her drug buddy. They actually talked about this situation. Cassie's story was different from the one she told on the stand. She said, oh no, it happened on this date. Here are the photos. They didn't see, and the prosecution missed it, is that the photos are date stamped. So they could actually grab those photos. And once the government tried to pivot and said, well, it could have been this, it could have been that date, it could have been any date. It could have been it, but it happened. He did this, Your Honor. Well, just because you say it out your mouth, don't make it so. You can't argue with evidence. The man was in New York at that time. We're filing for a mistrial because either the government didn't know or they did know and then tried to hide it because the forensics guy came in, the forensics team found the date on the photo. So there's no doubt the photos was taken on this date because the photo imprints a date on it in which it was taken. One that you can see if you choose, but one that is on that photo that is made that you can't see, but the forensics can see. And how the prosecution didn't know that? You just went off a story and didn't investigate it? Just went off the photos and said, okay, we're going to prosecute with this. This case should have never been prosecuted. Then you put Kid Cudi on the stand, another person who you used for his star power, who went on the stand and lied. They showed the photo of a cocktail bomb to his car where the bottle don't even explode. Hey, I'm okay. The Kid Cudi bottle had female DNA on the bottle. If Diddy was in the home, they have no evidence of Sean Diddy Combs ever being in that house, right? So, with no evidence of Sean Diddy Combs ever being in the home, never was charged with anything. He didn't steal anything. So it would have been criminal trespass at best if he did go in the house. So did he kidnap the person that kept going home, sleeping in their bed at night, and getting up and going back in to get kidnapped again the next day? I just don't understand that. How do you even allow that on a stand in a courtroom? It's like, did you ever call the police and say you were kidnapped when they let you go? No, you got up and started the whole kidnapping all over again the next day. Where did they do this at? So right there, you're losing the jury because it's based off stupidity. Diddy's not guilty. That's not why he's locked up. He's locked up for political reasons. He's being wrongfully incarcerated. How can you hear everything I just said and believe that man is guilty? How can you listen to every word I just said and say, Yep, that sounds like the man that's guilty. All this lying that went on in the courtroom. First, Kid Cudi case, back to that, should have never been admitted in the first place. John Diddy Combs was never, ever charged or looked into as a suspect. He never told the police Sean Diddy Combs was the one who did it. Cassie did not help in the case to begin with. Now you want to say, oh, well, we got a text of him saying that he would do this, and now it's been done. Either two things happen. That man tried to get an insurance fraud, or Cassie did it and tried to make it look like Diddy. That's the only two things I can come up with that makes sense. Because everything else is just appearing to be crazy right now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, make sure y'all sign up for the Patreon, man. We got the Not Like Us mug on it. We got the Not Like Us coffee mugs. Think you'll like that. Yeah, we got them in multiple colors, but that's the one you want. No. Most people don't even look at it or think of it in that fashion or motion or well, however you print it out to the world. I think YouTube is forcing memberships on everybody here. So y'all will have badges soon. So it's a whole lot of changes going on over here. Yeah, it's sad because a lot of people don't have the lawyers that Diddy had. Could you imagine if he didn't have Brian Steele, if he didn't have Tenney, if he didn't have this like $10 million team, $100 million legal team, where would he be? Now, if people wanted to protect their investments, if they wanted to go down what they would say a road is less traveled, they would take different avenues to get to these points. There would be a different stance when it comes to these scenarios. Well, there's many people out here that want to get better, want to get to the next level. Well, everybody wants to make sure that they are thinking right, or thinking the same, moving on a wavelength that makes sense. You know? Oh, I'm over 10,000 steps, baby. Look at that number. Uh-oh. Look at that. I'm over 10,000, buddy. We're getting those steps in. Now, well, what you need is somebody who understands the goal. They understand your purpose. They understand what you need to do, what you want to do. You feel me? So, if you understand that, then there should be an easier transition than what you've been going through lately. The way I see it is it's still going to be a little different, because if you are someone who is moving on a tram or a situation where if you're moving in this legal circle, the other lawyers has told me it doesn't make sense. These are the biggest lawyers in the world. There's several of the biggest lawyers and law firms in the world are saying, I don't know why he's not out. Unless the judge knows something that they're not releasing to the public. How could this be a problem? How could this be a situation? Now, well, when you get people who move in a way like we do, there are often going to be people who are on the wrong side of the fence. They don't see things the way you do. That's fine. Just don't lie. That's all I ask. Don't lie. Tell it like it is. Present the cases on both sides the way it is. That's all we ask. Don't lie to the people. It's enough people lying. You have T's and Tails. She's lying every day, following an agenda so they can keep her in the algorithm. Now, we will see it on October the 3rd. There's nothing to see. All they're going to say is we got a letter. Like everybody who wrote those letters in that try to keep Diddy locked up. Like everybody needs to write in a letter and say Diddy needs to be locked up. And the one that letter supposed to came from Cassie didn't come from Cassie. It came from Cassie's lawyer. He wrote the letter. So how's your lawyer going to write a letter for you? in her own words on social media, said this is a case of domestic V. She said that. Not trafficking. Never said anything about her being trafficked. Ever. None of these words came up until after they met with the government 2 weeks before the trial starts. That's why in the government notes is different from the notes they got going into trial that day. It was crazy. And it was like, why are you saying things different than what you said here on the notes? It just wasn't making sense. I'm like, is the government sabotaging their own case? See, the news and TMZ, if he wasn't following the case, hell, I would think he was guilty too. Because the news are just misinforming everyone. Hey, how you guys doing? Oh no, you can never trust the news. You got to do your own research. That's when I said, I got to follow this case. I got to follow this case every day. We had to read the transcripts. That's why I say shout out to the inner city press, man, for being in that courtroom every day, getting those transcripts. They hated the fact we was putting those transcripts out. And the world got to hear what was really going on in the case. And that this person was lying the whole time. Just making up stuff. Lying all the way around the board. I told you it's going to catch up with him. What's wrong with the walk lives? We just did a live sitting down in the house. They ain't even let you see the Young Thug video we did. They sent y'all like no notifications on that one. Why? I have no idea. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, man. Well, when you turn up, you turn up. Why would you want to do anything less? They took a poll. The majority of the people believe he's innocent now. Some people said he's just getting locked up because of what he did on that videotape with Cassie, throwing her down like that. Oh, not at all. Violence is violence. Nobody's happy with violence. Like I said, if you can't beat somebody with a discussion, then you've already lost. Of course. Yeah, Rule 29, baby. You see, that's what Jonathan Majors went home with. See, they had nothing on Jonathan Majors. So it was easy for him to get the case thrown out. But they did it in a very quiet court that most people don't even know what happened. They still think he's found guilty. Yes, it keeps happening over and over again. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. But not this time. If I'm Diddy, I come home, I ain't gonna have no mercy. These people have went after his children. They're going after his twin daughters. They're trying to harass everything they do. They're going after Justin. I'm telling you, it's horrible. And these lawyers are just grinning from ear to ear, getting all this money. Mm-hmm. Said, I live in the country. Well, you live in a country in which you have to make decisions. Policy is what dictates us. When you're taking things and you're changing policies, while you're saying one thing out of your mouth, but on paper you're changing it, it's something different. Like, we have laws in this country. And the reason we have laws in this country oh no. We have laws in place for these reasons and these reasons alone. Mm-hmm. Well, what he said is for commercial use. He said Mr. Sean Diddy Combs was not doing this for commercial use. So to say that, and he's never seen a Mann Act for someone who didn't use these activities for commercial use. He said 20 cases are on standby right now, waiting for plaintiffs to reveal themselves. Do you think they will? I see majority of them revealing themselves and the case being thrown out. Are you talking about for the which case? Are you talking about civil cases? Well, that's different. No, we're talking about the criminal case, the Mann Act. Like he says, the lawyer said, I've never seen a Mann Act where somebody who did not have any commercial gain in the situation is put behind bars. They've never seen it. They said, well, he didn't record a profit. There was no money exchange to, where's the commercial gain? If anybody who got the commercial gain would be the workers and the other party, like Cassie and Jane, those two would be in there with the workers. Those are the people, if you're going to get the Mann Act to, you would charge them. He just provided the money, which he gave to them, not the workers. He didn't even call and organize it. He didn't call them up. The girls did. Not one of the workers said, he slept with me. So he didn't sleep with any of the men, even though it was falsely reported that he was sleeping with men. He didn't do any of that. Well, it's a lot of misinformation that's been used, abused, brought to the forefront, the whole nine. Now, the major question we need to ask ourselves is, what are we gaining out of it? Okay, we got that part. Now, what about the next part? And the part after that? And the part after that? Because what I'm starting to realize is that there are more problems than we have, ever seen surfaced. Yeah, it's been a bit of a problem lately. So, Not really. Mm-hmm. Well, when you have everything put together on the wherewithal. Yeah, well, he want to be tough. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am. So, that you have all the information you need. Don't forget to go to the Patreon. We got a lot of great stuff for you. Just go check it out. I ain't gonna even say nothing about it. We got more updates coming today for the Patreon as well. So that'll make you happy. Hey, how you doing? Yep. What's up, Kim? Kim Johnson in the house. Woo. Well, we had 13,000 steps right now. My legs is on fire. We burning a lot of calories. Getting in shape for the fight. Yes, and I am gonna talk about the fight, people. Don't think I'm not. You know, I like to wait to the weigh-in, but to me, nothing I've seen has really changed my approach. So thanks again for the super chat and showing appreciation and love. All right. Multitasking 101, buddy. 13,000 stamps plus. My legs feel like they on fire. Like I haven't played a basketball game in a while. They feel like this because they've been massaged. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Oh yeah. So, woo. Yeah. Well, we'll holler later. See y'all on the Patreon.